What's up, Knighthood players? It's the Tan Man, and today we're going to take a look at my top 5 heroes.
Hello, Tan Man.
If you just started playing, you probably have a handful of heroes, and by now you're realizing that it's very hard to level them all up. You will need to start focusing on a select few, but which ones do you choose? Clearing the campaign, conquering the Onslaught dungeon, and 3-starring Realm of Fire hunts? I've come up with a small list of heroes that I found the most useful. First thing I want to point out is that there will be no unique heroes in this list. Sure, they're powerful, and when maxed, they're probably the strongest heroes in the game. But for the general player base, they're just not accessible. I know players who have played for over a year and still don't have a single unique hero. Therefore, my list will only contain heroes that are legendary and under. Without further ado, let's take a look. Hero number 1. Wormwood. Wormwood is a strong versus militia logical alchemist. His base power is hardened armor, which restores armor to your knight. When Wormwood's star level is maxed, this ability also grants a 3-turn protect buff. His rage power is acid rain, which damages all enemies and applies the acid debuff. Why is Wormwood so good? Well, for starters, he's available early on and is easily farmable through a hunt in high guard. His 3-turn protect buff, once activated, can be kept up indefinitely, which mitigates 25% of damage for the remainder of the battle. His rage ability is a great militia killer and will be useful in the Realm of Fire. I used Wormwood to 3-star the expert hunts there. If you are attempting floor 4 of the Onslaught dungeon for the first time, Wormwood is an excellent choice. Hero number 2, Inara. Inara is a strong versus undead chaotic alchemist. Her base power is Healing Bubble, which restores health or armor and gives you a 1-turn protect buff. Her rage ability is Sulphurous Solution, which damages all enemies and applies burn. Like Wormwood, she is available early in the game and is easily farmable. If you see enemies who are ready to use their abilities on the next turn, use Inara's base power to mitigate the incoming damage. Inara is an absolutely amazing undead killer. Not only will her rage ability hit for double damage, but undead enemies take extra damage from the subsequent burn debuff. Undead heal themselves with their basic attacks, so the burn debuff goes a long way in nullifying this effect. As such, she is your prime hero for the second part of the Realm of Fire, and will help you greatly in 3-starring the expert hunts there. The burn debuff is not only effective against undead, but it does extra damage versus goblins, beasts, and outlaws as well. So consider bringing her to your early encounters in White Peak. Hero number 3, Hearn. Hearn is a strong versus demon rebel mage. So by now you're probably noticing that Knighthood likes to promote certain hero packs to purchase. If you're at level 45, then this hero should be very familiar to you. I was fortunate enough to pull him out of a chest, and after using him, I can see why they promote him so much in the endgame. His base power is Curse, which damages an enemy in the back row and applies Weaken. Applying Weaken is a common roaming monster objective in Realm of Fire, so he already wins points there. His rage ability damages all enemies, ignores armor, and applies poison. The last part of Realm of Fire contains mostly demons. They all have fairly large amounts of armor and small health pools. This is why Hearn's ability is so good. Not only will it do double damage to their already fragile health pools, but poison also ignores armor and does extra damage against demons. A level 45 Hearn can completely wipe out a wave of perfectly healthy demons with 1 rage ability. And this is possible with a star level of just 1. It goes without saying he was a crucial piece in helping me 3-star the last batch of expert hunts. Our 4th hero is Ordry. Ordry is a strong versus cult maniacal mage. You're thinking, oh great, another legendary hero. He's going to be impossible to get. Nope. Ordry is actually quite accessible and will probably be your first legendary hero you max out. Ordry's shards can be purchased for 300 guild accolades at the guild merchant. I highly recommend ignoring everything at that merchant until you max Ordry. His base power is Wall of Fire, which damages all enemies in the front row and applies burn. His rage ability is Blood Magic, which distributes damage across all enemies and hurts you for 16% of the damage dealt directly to your health. Any ability which distributes damage across enemies will be especially deadly against a single target. That makes Ordry especially useful against guild bosses and, that's right, arena opponents. Just try to take out their minions first so that you maximize Ordry's damage. Blood Magic is so powerful, it actually does a fair amount of damage to non-cult type enemies and will help you 3-star a lot of hunts. Ordry makes floor 8 of the Onslaught dungeon pretty easy, almost trivial. It's advised to bring a healer to offset the damage you will do to yourself when using Ordry. Which brings us to our last hero. But first, some honorable mentions. First we got the Vallon. Or, Vallon? Is the D silent? I'm just gonna call him the Vallon. The Vallon is a strong versus demon warrior. A very viable alternative to Hearn if you chose not to purchase him or if you weren't lucky enough to get him from a chest. When leveled, the Vallon can easily one-shot a demon with his base power, and his rage power can heal you for a decent amount, especially against demons. Prusa. Prusa is a strong versus outlaw hunter. His base ability is useful for stunning or outright killing an enemy in the back row. Even against non-outlaw type enemies, his rage ability does a great job at shredding away armor. And at max star level will apply the expose debuff. He makes floor 10 of the Onslaught dungeon a piece of cake and is an easy addition to any outlaw heavy encounter. By all means, if you have the opportunity to level up these two heroes, please do so. Last but not least, Titania. Titania is a strong versus beast valiant mage. This is kind of misleading because Titania actually doesn't have any offensive powers. But what she lacks in offense, she more than makes up for with her healing abilities. Her base ability is Fey Gift, which restores health and applies regeneration. Regeneration will heal your knight at the end of your turn. At max star level, Fey Gift will also apply Focus, which increases your chance to critical strike by 25%. Her rage ability is Lunar Light, which heals your knight for a huge amount and applies a 3-turn protect buff. Titania is one of, if not the best healer in the game. You can easily be paired with any of the previously mentioned heroes, or any hero for that matter. She is super versatile and you will probably use her in every mode. And guess what? As good as she already is, she's farmable early in the game. I use her all the time. And the only times I'm not using her is when I need certain heroes for roaming monster objectives. She also happens to synergize perfectly with the Maverick Gauntlet, which I can say is the best gauntlet in the game. More on that in a future video. Some final notes. It's important that your main heroes cover all the damage debuffs, Acid, Burn, and Poison. Wormwood, Inara, and Hearn cover all 3 respectively. Also, a nice thing about my top 5 heroes is that they don't share the same tomes to rank up, so you will not have any conflicts when leveling them. The majority of these heroes are farmable through hunts, so if you have any extra stamina and your heroes are not maxed yet, use it on them. So that's my top 5 guys. If you found this video informative, leave it a like. If you have any questions or ideas for future videos, leave it in the comments. Or you can ask your questions on my Twitch stream. I stream Knighthood every Tuesday at 8 PM Eastern. Special announcement. Starting this Tuesday, March 24th, we'll be having weekly gem giveaways on my channel. All you have to do to enter is follow my Twitch channel and be in the chat room by the end of my stream around 9 PM Eastern. For every Knighthood player that is in my channel for the time of the draw, we will put 5 gems into a pool, up to a maximum of 50 gems. We will draw one name and the winner will take home all the gems. If there are no winners, and yes, that's possible, then the pooled gems will go into the next week's draw. Thanks for watching guys, I'll see you later.